best possible partner for Clark College in terms of generating private resources and support for the programs, for the facilities, for the equipment, and most importantly, for the people at Clark, the faculty and staff and students at Clark College. The campaign this year, as well as the many previous years, has been possible because of a number of individuals and their support. Joe's Place Farm has consistently donated the apples, and this year again you will be receiving your apples on Monday, November 14th, along with the campaign forms that will be placed in your mailboxes. So thanks to Joe's Place Farms. Joe Bodine is a Clark College alum, and he has been very excited about supporting the Clark College Employee Campaign for the past few years. An anonymous donor is making the treats for today possible as well, so thanks to that anonymous donor for helping us along with that. And also the Clark College Employee Campaign Committee. I'd like all the members of that committee to please stand and be recognized. Don't make me call you out by name. Go ahead and please stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. Several of them cannot be here because of being in class, and of course that's what we do here, right? We go to class. Also, I'd like to thank all of you, the donors to the Clark College Employee Campaign. It is because of you that we've had a success over the past few years. We have consistently grown the percentage of participation by our faculty and staff, as well as the dollars that are raised in the Clark College Employee Campaign. So please give yourselves and your colleagues a round of applause for that. Clark College has been around for 78 years. And in this period of time, a lot of lives have been touched, and a lot of lives have been changed for the better because of the work that is done at Clark. Let me share a story with you about somebody who came to Clark College in January of 1934, the second quarter that the school was open. She passed away 10 days ago. Bess Christensen, when she came to Clark, she was Elizabeth Gedney, was 17 years old. She had just graduated high school. And she tells the story, she used to tell the story in a very cute way. She said that Dean Cannell and Dr. Oliver, who was the first president of Clark College, were going door to door, letting people know that there was a new college in town. And they showed up at her door, and her mother answered it, and they told her that there was a new college, Mrs. Gedney, and they knew that she had a son, and they asked if her son would be interested in coming to this new college. And Mrs. Gedney responded, well, my son already has a scholarship to another school, but I have a daughter if you want. And that's how Bess ended up coming to Clark. Bess came to Clark College and graduated in 1936. She met her future husband here, Hal. Although when they first met, her mother broke it up after 3 weeks because she was worried that Bess would get distracted from her studies. And she didn't want that to happen because she knew that the only way for her daughter to have a wonderful future would be to actually pursue her education. And Bess recognized that the only reason she was able to do that is because of this new college in town. At that time, the junior college. That's how she still referred to it. Bess went on to read to get a bachelor's degree. And then she continued with her studies at the University of Washington and earned a master's degree. And she worked for Random House Dictionaries for over 50 years. What's interesting is that when she went to University of Washington to get her master's degree, she ran into Hal again. And this time, she didn't waste any time. She got married right away. So her mother didn't have a say in the matter this time. And they lived all over the world. They lived as far away as Japan. They lived in Scotland, where their only child, Chris, was born. You can tell I didn't go to Clark, right? I can't speak English properly. And she continued to work for Random House, and she was telecommuting. Bess was a woman who was very progressive and always ahead of her time. And she credited Clark, again, for instilling those traits and abilities in her. I met Bess for the first time and only time 2 years ago when I was traveling to California to visit with some of our alumni and some of our donors, and she just continued to talk about what a difference Clark College had made in her life, and that her life would have been a very different story had she not been able to start with that most important chapter, which was the one that was written here at Clark College 78 years ago. We have a lot of stories like this, and today you'll be hearing from another student who will share her lovely story with us, and you'll be hearing a very talented student perform for us. But before we get started with our program, we're going to give you a really nice treat with a performance by our youngest students in the Early Childhood Education program at Clark College. I'm going to welcome them and their instructor, Terry Hayes, to the stage right now. Here you are, Clark College's youngest students. Well, that's a very difficult act to follow. I'd like to ask the members of the Clark College Board of Trustees and the Clark College Foundation Board of Directors and committees of the Foundation Board to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I know there's several of you that you can stand. It's important to point out that they give up their time, talents, and treasures in support of Clark College, so thank you for all that you do. I am going to now introduce a student at Clark College by the name of Carissa Cook. I had the opportunity to meet Carissa just a little over a year ago. She started working for Clark Connect, which was a brand new program we started a year ago where Clark College students call our alumni and friends and speak with them about what's happening at Clark, update them about the exciting things at the college, and also update our records so that we know what our alumni have been doing since they left Clark. Everything from their jobs and families and phone numbers and addresses and email, those kind of very important things that perhaps we weren't tracking, 70 years ago. So Carissa is one of those students, and she has an absolutely wonderful story to share. I heard about her story a couple of weeks ago at the scholarship reception, and it was very touching, and you're in for a treat. Please welcome Carissa.
Hi. Well, I hope you're all enjoying your day and staying warm, because I'm freezing. My name is Carissa Cook. I graduated from Washougal High School in June. In my last 2 years, I participated in Running Start here at Clark College. So when I graduated with my high school diploma, I also had 51 credits towards my Associates of Arts degree, which I will be graduating with in 2012, spring of 2012. And next year, I hope to attend Oregon State University for their double degree education program. My ultimate goal is to become a high school English teacher. Hopefully at my is that my alma mater? Washougal High School, yeah. for my advanced freshman English teacher who plans on retiring about that same time. And I would also love to write a children's book series one day. As far as my experience here at Clark goes, it's been absolutely incredible. Since I first started here my junior year, I've absolutely loved it. I love the teachers, the people, the atmosphere, absolutely everything, and it's gorgeous. So, there's nothing to not like about it. My favorite part, I think, is that no matter who you are, no matter what you're like, you're accepted here by your peers, by the teachers, by the staff, the faculty, everyone. And so a year ago, like I said, I got a job at Clark College Foundation as a Clark Connect caller. So I've had the chance to talk with some really great people, and they know how hard you all work and choose to support that when they give. Then this year, I got another opportunity, and I am now working as a student ambassador as well. So I'm able to show people around the college and let them know what's going on at Clark. And the people that work at each job have become like another little family to me. So I love it here at Clark and don't really want to leave, but know I have to go on to my next step. But faculty and staff, I hope you know how thankful we are to you. You are here to help us learn. You make sure we have the tools to succeed in class and in the future, and make sure the buildings are still standing around us. This year, I was fortunate enough to receive a scholarship that's basically a full ride. And when my boss, Rachel, told me about this scholarship, it took me a second to realize how much it was and how much it would cover. Sorry. But basically, with this scholarship, I don't have to worry about paying for this year at school. And because of the scholarship, I can save up for the years that are to come and hopefully go to OSU, which is out of state for me. And because of the scholarship, my mom didn't have to work. So not only am I attending Clark College this year, but my mom started as well, and she's doing very well. So I've had this amazing opportunity to have the scholarship, and I think so much of it. I'm really happy that I was able to do that. And I hope you all know that what you're doing here isn't just a small thing at Clark. You are changing lives by working here. And thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of a lot of other hearts. Thank you.
She just didn't want to let go. Thank you, Carissa. Next, I'd like to introduce a very talented student at Clark College, Ruth Lindigan. Ruth is a recipient of the Field Scholarship, and she's a music major. She will be singing A Je ris de me voir, the Jewel song from Faust, and is accompanied by Professor April Dudrick. Please welcome April and Ruth.
important because the mission here at Clark College is to support our students, and you'll see a number of them come to Clark College with high ambitions of becoming something and making their way in the world. And I just think it's important as community members to support that. And because I don't have a lot of time, I actually have a second job as well. Financially, it's easier for me to give than it is with my time. And I'm very much part of the campus community. I used to be a student here as well. I graduated in 2008, as well as working here for 13 years. So I have a lot of involvement with students at different levels.
I began participating in the Clark College Employee Giving Campaign because I think it's really important for every employee in the organization to give what they're able to. I found it was really easy to give just a small amount each pay period, and that was something I could do when it was difficult for me to write a check out at the end of each year. And I think that being able to say that I appreciate so much what our college does and being able to give back a little allows me also to feel like I'm part of this organization in a bigger way.
So I think the question is, why do I give to the foundation? Why do I believe in the foundation? And I think the answer is because I believe in the students. I'm with the students every day, in the classroom, in my office, in the Math Help Center, out in the hallway, up in Geyser Hall. I see them out. And I think what the foundation does in the bottom line is good for the students. Some of the equipment we bought in the math department, we've been able to buy graphing calculators so we can loan the students. And I did a calculation one time, and the calculators the foundation has bought for us to loan the students and save them, it was a ridiculous amount. It was like $250,000 or something over the life of the calculators. But I also think, just in general, in terms of like scholarships, a student who can get a scholarship, even if it's not a lot of money maybe to people who have regular jobs, even a few $100s for a student can be a lot of money. If you're working at minimum wage, $200, $300, $400, that's a lot of money. And it also I think tells the students that somebody believes in them, that we believe you can do a good job, and we think what you're doing here is good for you and the community.
I think it's really important to get to this campaign because I feel that it's important to get back to the college that gave so much to me. When I was thinking about going back to school, I was 27 years old and had 3 grade school children. And I didn't know if I could even go, come back to college. And I received my very first scholarship. And I remember how it felt that day to think about how someone had enough faith in me that I could go back to school and be successful. I was a first-generation college student, and I came to Clark in 1990. And I joined the nursing program in the spring. And I was just embraced by my classmates, by the teachers, and I graduated in 1992. So Clark was my start in becoming a college student, becoming a registered nurse. And I think about the students who are now currently in the nursing program. And when I first came back to Clark as a nursing instructor about 6 years ago now, what I noticed was that there were many faces of students that looked like mine. Many students who were returning to school, many students with families, juggling lots of responsibilities. And I think it's important that we help to give them a start too. So now I'm the director of the nursing program. I love working with the students, and it felt like coming home when I came back to Clark. So please give to those students. It's important.
I have my donation taken out of my paycheck, and I find that it's extremely easy to donate, and it's divided among 24 paychecks.
There are a couple of ways that I've personally chosen to give to the campaign, and one is they're very good about sending out reminders to us as faculty and staff about when holidays come about. And previously I mentioned the first scholarship that I was awarded, and it was through my mother-in-law, who was a member of a women's club at the time. And so she's passed away, and so on Mother's Day, I give in honor of my mother-in-law, who so first had faith and believed in me. So that's one way. Then as the faculty have retired or lost family members, one of the other ways that we choose to give as a faculty is in honor of those individuals, because we know that their commitment and dedication for the students of our Clark College nursing program are really, they spent much of their life dedicated to those students, and so we give in honor of them.
I give because I believe in the students.
I give because I care about the future of our students.
I give because part of being a nurse is caring for other people, and I think that it's really important to give to this future generation of nurses who will be taking care of me and all of you in these days too.
I give because I want to do my part to help the community grow.
Thank you to Ruth and April for that beautiful performance. Let's give them another round of applause. And also thank you for the individuals who were featured in the video, but there are many others in this room and across this college that are doing the same. They are leaving their mark. People give for different reasons. To pay it forward, to give back, because it's an investment, because it's believing in the future, because it's making the community better. There is a lot of very good reasons that people give and support the institution, because they recognize that Clark College is integral to the future of this community. And one of the people who does that, and has done that for almost 14 years now, working at Clark College, is Lisa Javert. Lisa is the president and CEO of the Clark College Foundation. She started at Clark as the chief financial officer of the foundation and became the president almost 7 years ago. She gives of her time, of her talent, and of her treasures. She's a gracious and quiet leader, and certainly something that I've appreciated because I'm not. And so she gives me the room to be as loud as I need to be. And but she is somebody that we certainly look up to as the employees of the foundation for setting that tone, setting that example. And she's going to speak with us today about the future of the foundation. So please welcome Lisa to the stage.
Thank you. Well, that was a very nice introduction, and I can tell you that I came from a corporate background and went to business school and immediately into a variety of careers, from banking to hospitality to public accounting, and eventually found my way to the foundation. In corporate America, it's not uncommon to be in one place for about a 3 to 5 year period of time, and then you move on. And so when I got to the foundation, I found it very interesting to go through opening day and see people getting 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years of service. I was like, are you kidding me? This is amazing. And little did I know that my 3 to 5 year track record would soon become more like 14. And I can tell you, I can't imagine where else I would be. This place has kept me intrigued, it has kept me frustrated, it has kept me motivated and challenged, and it gets in your bloodstream, and it's because of all of you. And so thank you for that. Well, I would like to thank you for coming out today. This is the first time we've done this, and I'm really thrilled to see as many people come out as we have had. I also want to thank you for even considering the employee campaign. It is important. It is something that we do every year, and it is growing. I would also like to take this time to thank the Employee Campaign Committee for all of their hard work and dedication to make the campaign a success by kicking things off with this State of the Foundation address. Bob, I almost said State of College. This is truly a dream come true for me, and one of my goals for years has been to put a face back on the foundation and to really solve those mysteries that surround us. What a wonderful way to start off in accomplishing this goal. So here we go. For 38 years, Clark College Foundation has been proud to serve as the fundraising arm of Clark College and to provide funding for program excellence and student success. But what does that really mean? The Clark College Foundation provides opportunities for individuals, organizations, and foundations to invest in Clark College and in all of you. They're investing in the terrific work you do here for our students and for our college and our community. From the beginning, this investment has been to the tune of approximately $35 million spent on this campus. When it was established, the foundation existed to provide the college with funding so that our students would have access to state-of-the-art equipment and the latest technology so that they would be prepared to enter and excel in the workplace. However, we are currently in the midst of a changing landscape for funding, and community colleges are no longer immune to this. In fact, just 5 years ago, the state was providing over 60% of the college's annual operating budget. This year, the number is barely 41%. And I'm sure you've all picked up the newspaper and you've heard and seen the emails that this too may drop to even a lower number. Therefore, private support is even more critical and meaningful than ever before. The foundation has always been about providing the margin of excellence for our students. But now, in addition, to go above and beyond, private support will be pursued to allow us to do our daily functions without having to sacrifice the quality and quantity of our work. We at the foundation recognize the challenges, and we want to assure you that we too are tightening our belts. With the turbulence that we've witnessed in the investment markets, a worldwide recession, a complete meltdown of the financial industry, we've kept our eye on all possible ways to maximize our budget by making every dollar reach farther than it has before. We've pushed ourselves to do even more with less. The important thing is to fulfill our mission to provide you the support you need and you deserve. In addition to the declining state funding, so much so that you are no longer state-supported, but rather state-assisted, you are all painfully aware of how you are dealing with unprecedented enrollment. You, as our faculty and staff, are working tirelessly, giving of your time and your talent, your heart and your soul. And the community does recognize that. In fact, during the last fiscal year, we increased private support during this worldwide recession by almost 300% from the previous fiscal year. That is amazing. So, and if any of you had the opportunity to go to the early childhood education opening celebration that we had, the students that we had seeing our young penguins are the beneficiaries of that building. It's been a long time coming, but that was one of our greatest successes for this year. But what does an increase in private support mean to our college? Well, it means a great deal. It means that a student will have an opportunity to receive a scholarship, or another can work on an actual diesel engine, or that students, faculty, and staff have access to millions of books and online journals through the library, and so much more. While the Clark College Foundation is one of the most successful community college foundations in the country, the reality is that almost all of our dollars are encumbered. And so it's easy to look at our financial statement and say, wow, you guys have a lot of money. And what are you doing with that money? But if it is encumbered, we don't always have the opportunity to do with it what we want to do or what we would love to do. So in addition, the unprecedented growth in enrollment and the number of programs that we have here at Clark College makes it such that our current endowment is simply not big enough to sustain all the institution's needs. That's the needs that exist today. That doesn't even start to address innovative programs. What have we not offered today that we're not even thinking about yet? We have to prepare for those types of additions to Clark College. What about the other 16,000 students that may come here in the years to come? You know, we're not always going to be this size. We're going to continue to grow, and we need to facilitate that growth. So I ask you to consider, do we really have enough? Is someone here from the financial aid office? There we go. Karen, do you feel like the college and the foundation has enough funding to provide assistance to students? No. No, that's for sure. And you guys are working very hard. I do see Bob's here from facilities. There might be some other facility staff here. Do we have enough to make the necessary upgrades or even adequately maintain our existing buildings? No. We're even talking about future growth, STEM building, you know, expanding in our dental hygiene area. We're talking about, you know, potentially moving up to North County at some time, servicing the needs of our community. Faculty, do you have enough to provide the latest equipment and the tools our students need to learn? Overwhelmingly, no. We have to keep getting upgrades in equipment to make sure that we're teaching on the newest of technology. And I did see Charles, so I'm sure there's a few coaches out there that say they don't have enough funding to provide our students with the equipment that they need to be prepared on the field or on the court. So I say, if you ask, or if you answered no to any of these questions, then it's easy to conclude that no, we don't have enough. So let's remember, while we're currently dealing with increasing enrollment numbers and our state funding is rapidly decreasing, our needs are growing. And therefore we, and when I say we, I mean Clark College, we need more community investment and more private support than ever before. As I'm out in the community, we have these myths that are out there, and the size of the foundation is obviously one of them. But there's also a myth that we can just reach into our bank account, if you will, and allocate our dollars to any area as we wish. The truth is, when a donor designates money for a particular area, legally and ethically, we can only use that money for the intended purpose. For example, if a donor designates money to a particular scholarship endowment, we are only able to spend a percentage of the annual earnings, and we can't spend any of the principal. Now the principal, you might ask, well, what is that? Well, it's the original gift. And so that original gift will be held and managed in perpetuity with only the income ever being available to support program needs. We take this responsibility very, very seriously. It's one of our primary reasons our donors trust us to manage their investment in Clark College. It is this confidence in the foundation and your delivery of successful results that keep our donors coming back to donate year after year. Let me ask you a question about private support. Who do you think gives the most money to philanthropic causes in the United States? You think it would be individuals, corporations, foundations like the Gates Foundation? Anybody have an idea? Well, we have a report that has tracked this, and Giving USA has been tracking philanthropy in the U.S. since 1956. And according to their studies, they found it is overwhelmingly individuals who give the most. About 83% of all the giving done last year and in all the previous years, because the percentages do not change much, was from individuals, including outright gifts and bequests. Now, bequests are what is left to a charity through an estate or a will. That's a significant impact that individuals like you have on philanthropy. To put this all in perspective, last year, nearly $291 billion was donated to philanthropic causes in the United States. So does anybody have an idea as to where the bulk of that money goes? $291 billion? I suspect that you might think that religion would be first, and you would be correct. As it has been for the last 56 years, religion has again received the largest share of donor dollars with an estimated 35%. Education, luckily, is the second most popular cause and received nearly $42 billion in 2010 alone. Now, $42 billion is a lot of money, but only if you get your fair share of the pie. And in order for this to happen, we need to ask. We need to ask people to support us and support the life-changing work that we do here. It doesn't matter how much people believe in a cause or in a mission of an organization if people aren't asked for financial support. They just won't provide it. That's why we're here, and that's why we ask. 60% of all of our students seeking higher education in the U.S. choose to enroll in a 2-year technical or community college instead of going straight to a 4-year institution. However, according to that same Giving USA report, 2-year community and technical colleges only receive 2, and yes, I did say 2% of that $42 billion. It doesn't seem fair. How can that be fair when we are tasked with providing education for 60% of all the students attending higher education institutions across the country, and yet we only receive 2% of the private support? Do you think that's right? We've got to do a better job. We have to get out there. We have to acknowledge our case of support, and we need to show people how valuable their investment is and how well we can pay back on that investment. Remember, historically, community colleges have not asked for private support because the state was actually providing a majority of this funding. However, that landscape has changed, and unfortunately, the forecasts anticipate that this trend is probably not going to go away anytime soon, if it ever will. So when we ask community philanthropists to support Clark College, one question that they want to know is just how invested the internal college community is. It's not about how many dollars we raise here at Clark by our employees, but it's about, do we all believe enough in what we do every day and the mission that we support that we're willing to invest in ourselves? They obviously can see that you are already giving of your time and your talent like no one else, but we really need to complete that circle. If you haven't given to the employee campaign in the past, please join me and consider making your first gift this year. I will be making a subsequent gift. If you have given in the past, I thank you, we thank you, and the community thanks you. This year, perhaps you'll consider even doubling your support to help our students achieve their goals and their aspirations. Whether or not you choose to do that, again, it is about participation. It's about showing our community that we believe in ourselves. So this year, I'm personally asking you to consider making a gift to Clark College in support of our students, our programs, and/or our departments. You can even make a donation at any time during the year. Like we mentioned in the video, why not celebrate a birthday, an anniversary, or other special days by making a gift in honor or in memory of a loved one or a friend. Your gift at any level that is comfortable to you can be designated to any area or program you choose, and rest assured, 100% of your gift will benefit that area. So whether your passion is faculty or staff development, student scholarships, the welding department, the nursing department, any other department, helping a student pay for music lessons, or really any one of the 1,000 things that this college offers, we need your support. Just think, if you could set up your gift through payroll deduction, you'll be making a difference. But you won't have to deal with making the regular payment. Once it's set up, it's just automatic. And I can say that I've done this myself. You just get used to not having it, and you don't even notice it anymore. So when you get your pledge card on November 14th, please consider making a gift this year. Your participation means more than you would ever expect. And I can tell you, it feels really, really good. Before I bring things to a close today, I want to keep this conversation going. You will notice that there is a question and a comment card on your tables. It looks like this. Please feel free to fill this out. If you don't have it, it's not a problem. Send me an email anytime. I promise you, I will get a response back to you. Remember, my goal is to take the mystery away from the foundation and let you know what we do and how we do it. I look forward to getting your questions or hearing your thoughts. Again, this begins to satisfy that goal to make our contributions to Clark College much less than a mystery. We truly want to obtain a greater presence on campus and let you all know how much we appreciate your support and your dedication. We are your foundation, and we are proud to serve you. So thank you for coming today. Your support has and will continue to make Clark College great. The foundation is only as good as what our donors make it. You are our donors, and we thank you wholeheartedly.
Thank you. That concludes our program. We have more goodies left over here. Cookies by the Clark College baking students are made with love, not calories, so please help yourself and overindulge. I also want to thank Rachel Stansberry for orchestrating this event today. Rachel, are you anywhere to be seen? No? Yeah, there she is. Please stand up, Rachel. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Today is the first day of National Philanthropy Month, and we hope that you'll remember that as we start the employee campaign in a couple of weeks.